Sugar daddies! Hundreds of university students find sugar daddies online, negotiate average 2,700 a month allowance. And I'm assuming this is 2,700 Canadian dollars. A glance at some of Seeking Arrangements Alberta user profiles shows many claim they are attending university and looking for financial aid. Some suggest they're hoping a relationship develops. Others explicitly imply a sexual relationship is on offer in exchange for support. SeekingArrangements.com. Facing staggering debt, hundreds of Alberta post-secondary students are logging on to a website connecting them with sugar daddies who can provide them with a monthly allowance and gifts in exchange for negotiated relationships. Mogo, finances with benefits. Borrow smarter and pay less in low interest. Check your rate. It won't impact your credit card. See websites for details. Okay. But student advocates warn such arrangements can be fraught with peril, exposing them to potential exploitation. How do you pronounce that word? Oh, anyway, let's move on. Or abuse, with few avenues to disentangle themselves from a bad situation. Matchmaking website Seeking Arrangement this week released its rankings of Canadian universities that have had students sign up in search of financial aid. Equating relationships to a business deal, the company said clients hammer out financial arrangements with benefactors ahead of time, leaving the expectations of such an accord between them. So here are some universities we have here. Canadian universities with most Seeking Arrangement users 2017, so this is pretty fresh. University of Toronto 683, Ryerson University 577, University of Guelph 554, York University 553, McGill University 523, University of Ottawa 497, University of Alberta 422, Carleton University 398, University of Saskatchewan 396, University of Victoria 361. What is going on here? In 2016, the University of Alberta topped the list for new signups in Canada with 138 new students logging on. The boom in new members at the Edmonton School brings its total number of members determined by those using their university emails to 422, ranked the 7th most of all Canadian post-secondary institutions. Data was not available for Alberta's other post-secondary institutions. So, out of 631,670 total users seeking range in Canada, 18% are sugar daddies, 1% are sugar baby mommies, 65% are sugar baby females, and 15% are sugar baby males. Fahim Rahman, president of the University of Alberta Students' Union, said it's troubling that so many students are concerned enough about covering their tuition, books, and other expenses that they have to find wealthy benefactors willing to pay for their schooling, usually with the expectation of sexual relationships. I'm not surprised more students are signing up, he said. The really interesting thing is how the website is actively recruiting students from post-secondary schools, knowing many unlikely be able to afford all of the costs. According to Statistics Canada, the average tuition fees for an undergraduate student in Alberta were $5,730 in 2015. For those studying medicine or dentistry, those annual fees can triple or even quadruple. Are you serious? You're saying it's going to cost like closer to, I don't know, $25,000? Goodness, that's expensive. Then again, going to school for any kind of medical field, whether like if you're trying to be a doctor or something, that's generally expensive. But wow! Books and course materials can add another $1,000 to the tally, and covering housing, food, and other costs add thousands more. Bam said that while it's understandable some students consider such transactions as a potential solution to financial struggles, it could come with unintended consequences. I'm concerned about power dynamics in relationships like this, he said. When you're a student, you're definitely more vulnerable and you're getting involved with someone who might be a bit more established in their life and career, and the student might be negatively impacted. What it means to be a sugar daddy. Can't read the text there because it's too small. Company says SeekingArrangement.com, it actively polices the site to weed out escorts, often with the help of sugar daddies themselves who aren't looking for those relationships, it says. Yeah, right. Alexis German, a spokeswoman for Seeking Arrangement, noted the average monthly allowance agreed by clients gleaned via user savings is about $2,700, not including gifts or other boons. That number varies. Some sugar babies are getting much larger allowances than that, she said. It all just depends on what's negotiated. German said the dating services, which has 631,678 registered users in Canada, of which 412,528 are female sugar babies has been successful because it allows users to transparently and explicitly outline their expectations in advance, minimizing unexpected assumptions about the relationship in the future. About 1/3 of those users are post-secondary students, which Jeremy said is a reflection of the financial difficulty facing those attending colleges and universities. It's really just like any other dating site. The difference here is somebody goes on and says, "I'm looking for someone who is willing to potentially assist me financially," she said, adding there's nothing illegal about the service. It's all up front, so they know right away they're not being chased by a gold digger. German noted the company actively polices the site to weed out escorts often. Wait, did I already read this? Yeah, it looks familiar. I don't know. This is just a repetition here. Anyways, a glance at some of Seeking Arrangements Alberta user profiles shows many claim they are currently attending university and looking for financial aid. Some suggest they're hoping a relationship develops. Others explicitly imply a sexual relationship is on offer in exchange for support, with several posting racy pictures and promising to provide private ones as well. A number of women don't show their faces on their public profiles, with some suggesting they want to keep their identity concealed so it doesn't potentially harm their future employment prospects. Rebecca Sullivan, the director of Women's Studies program at the University of Calgary, says the arrangements ultimately lead to sex. Well, that's expected. Rebecca Sullivan is the director of the Women's Studies program at the U of C and noted, however, such arrangements are painted. In almost every case, it ultimately boils down to cash for sex, which creates not only a stigma for the women involved, but may also limit their future prospects. This is work for sex. It may not be just providing sexual acts, but they're providing intimate relationships for a fee. Sullivan said she is in favor of legalizing and regulating prostitution to help remove the stigma that surrounds sex workers. Okay, I'm not in favor of that. What the hell? Anyways, there is a high level of stigma. Even though it might be conducted in secret, it can cause personal and professional consequences. Young people aren't really the best at anticipating risk and negotiating the best deal for themselves. Sullivan noted women who sign up in search for a sugar daddy are essentially entering a business contract, but unlike most workers, they lack the rights and recourse should those terms be violated. Even though the UFC's total numbers are relatively low, the fact that they nearly doubled from 23 in 2015 suggests a troubling trend in the view of Tristan Bray, Vice President External for the School Students Union. "We're not shocked by the number of sign-ups," he said. "With the downturn in the economy, we know students were finding less degree-relevant jobs over the summer. It comes back to the difficult choices many post-secondary students have to make." Bray said the student-leader relationship is always available to outline financial options for students, including access to loans, scholarships, and bursaries, and even part-time employment, but ultimately the choice is up to the students. The financial struggles faced by post-secondary students, particularly when it comes to daily living expenses, are stark, Sullivan said, but those looking at entering financial arrangements should approach them as business deals, not as a romantic relationship. Make sure you get business advice, make sure you have legal advice, and make sure somebody knows what you're doing so you can have someone to call if things aren't going well, she said, knowing students can take advantage of free and confidential legal advice at the UFC. If you're going to do this, treat it like any other job, educate yourself, and know the risks. Okay guys, before I can add any further commentaries on this, there's something that I really, really need to get out of my system. Ew! Nasty! OMG! What is wrong with these people? Ew! Mighty Mamma Mia! Are times so desperate that you have to have sex for money? Oh my goodness! I'm sorry if I sound like a drama queen, but gosh, man, that is so degrading. And they're talking about consequences and this and that. Well, of course, you're gonna feel degraded. You're having sex just so you can pay for your schooling? No wonder Sullivan says that they should consider alternatives like seeking part-time employment or getting advice in the school or something, but finding a sugar daddy, though? Wow. And that's lots of people doing it, too. What was the number? Like 630 something thousand? Yeah, here we go. 631,678 seeking arrangements. 18% of those were sugar daddies, 1% were sugar mommies, 65% were sugar baby females, and 15% sugar baby males? Wow! Okay, I know. I know. But seriously though, you know what I would do for in this situation? I would just get advice from the school, maybe try to find some temporary employment or something, because I personally couldn't get myself to do this, man. I can't see myself as a sugar baby male. It'd be so degrading. I know. Times can be hard, and the economy can fluctuate. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, and you really want to go to school, but you can't afford it. But where are your parents? Where are your grandparents? There are alternatives, people. You need to look at alternative solutions. I really don't think that finding a sugar daddy or a sugar mommy is a good idea. To me, I don't know, it just sounds too lowly and it just sounds yuck. That's why I had to just go off like that, because I just had to get it out of my system after reading this, seeing all those numbers. University of Toronto, Ryerson, Guelph, York, McGill. Oh, wow. Sex for money. That's what it is, just sugared up. It's just simply that, sex for money. You know? An average $2,700 a month, sometimes more. Wow. People, times are hard, but just find a job. Talk to somebody. Say your prayers. Just do something a little bit better than this to find money to pay for your schooling. Now, I don't know. Should I call it quits or what? Or should I just scroll down to maybe read some of the comments? If I can see them. Sometimes they load, sometimes they don't. So, yeah, I'll do just that. Let's see what other people are saying before I call it quits with this video. All those ads. No, it doesn't look like I can see any comments. So probably because this is a mobile version. I don't know. Yeah, you know what? No comments. So you know what? Let me just say this. Don't whore yourself for money, young ladies and men. I'm Guuzaka Tube, and now I'm out. Did you like this video? Did you give up your vagina or penis for money? Well, that's personal, but I hope the answer to that question is no. Comment, rate, like, subscribe, share, read my blog for information, and visit my Twitter page to see my latest tweets. And do not forget to participate in the polls in the top right corner in the I circle.